Hey guys, it's Ivory. Welcome to my channel. So in today's video, I'm doing a full face of drugstore items that I am really loving. Most of these I would say are like holy grail ride or die products. Some of these are new into my rotation, but I've been really enjoying them. This is the look I was able to create. It's very me. Before I even started my channel, this is the type of look I always went for. A smoky eye with a gold lid and like a bold-ish lip. Sometimes I throw in a wing, sometimes I wouldn't. I'm crazy like that. Before we get into the video, be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. I post new videos every Wednesdays and Sundays and post occasional bonus videos throughout the week. So let's get right into the tutorial. For primer, I'm going in with the Maybelline Master Prime. This is the Blur and Pore Minimize one. If you like the Smashbox Photo Finish one, the original clear one, this is a really great dupe for it. It's definitely not as thick as the Smashbox one, but it does have that silicone feel and it definitely smooths a lot of things out. Oh my god, my nails, they match my robe. That was a nice happy accident. Today is Thanksgiving, so I actually did my hands and my toes today, and I haven't done them in what feels like forever, so it's like kind of weird seeing my hands with polish on them again. I used to have them done all the time. For foundation, I'm going in with the Maybelline Superstay. I have raved about this foundation from the very beginning. If you go to my first YouTube video, I'm still talking about it. And here it is 5 months later, still my favorite foundation to date. It's full coverage, it's long wearing, great for oily skin, so I really like this. I'm also gonna mix this with the Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation, only because right now I'm in between shades, so I like to mix these two together just to get my perfect shade. But if I had to choose between the two, I would still choose the Maybelline Superstay. But like I was saying, I used to have my nails done all the time. In senior year in high school, I actually went and got my license to become a nail technician. And while I was in college, it was great money, you know, flexible hours, so it was a really good job to have while I was in college. And then after I graduated college, I worked at the salon until I found like my first corporate job. So one of the things from working at a nail salon is I get really picky about polish. So I always had gel nails, the one where you had to put your hand under the light to cure it, because you can't have regular polish when you're a nail technician. It'll just come right off. And so for 5.5 years, like 6 years, I always had my nails and my toes done, and I always went like full out. I would have like designs, and they were always painted and always like pristine. And then once I got a corporate job, I would still go to my salon because they live like 15 minutes away from me. It was hard to go there because I would have to call ahead because they don't charge me. So I have to wait until it wasn't super busy and they weren't working on a client. But every single time I'd call, it'd be like super busy or something, so I couldn't come in. So then afterwards, I kind of just stopped doing my nails because I hate chipped nails, or like when you have gel nails, there's like that growth and you can see your actual nail, like that really bothers me. So I'd rather have just no nail polish but have like nicely shaped nails than polish but it's like chipped and worn and stuff. So I don't really do my nails anymore. But since it is Thanksgiving and I was really bored yesterday, like really bored, I decided to just do my nails. For concealer, I'm going in with the ColourPop No Filter Concealer. This is like my current favorite, other than the Makeup Revolution Define and Conceal. That is a really great one, but I gave mine away, so this is the one I have on deck. I am so excited for the feast today. I am not cooking. My husband's mother is always the host. I'm kind of fasting today so that I have enough room for turkey and stuffing and mashed potatoes and pumpkin pie. And I can eat. I am not a fast eater. Like, I'm annoying. I'm one of those people, like when I have string cheese, it takes me like 15 minutes to like rip them off into like little hair-like strings, and then I eat them like that. I take forever to eat. But I am what you call a long distance eater, and the only time I eat fast is when I'm really hungry or if I'm at a buffet. Because if you're at a buffet, you want to get your money's worth, you know? So it takes time for your stomach to tell your brain that you're full. So I like to beat it. So I keep eating and I like don't talk. I just keep filling my mouth with food so that my stomach doesn't have time to tell my brain that I'm full, so that by the time it actually sends that message, I'm like way too full. Those are my tricks as a professional eater. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face using Okay, that landed everywhere. I'm gonna use the Coty Airspun. This is the translucent extra coverage one. I'm gonna take powder that's on my hand that went everywhere and just kind of pat it. Jesus Christ. I've tried only a couple of translucent powders. I've tried the Laura Mercier, I've tried RCMA, I've tried this, and I've also tried the Fit Me loose powder from Maybelline, and I really like the Maybelline one, but it costs double the price for a fraction of the amount of product in the Coty Airspun. So for the most bang for your buck, I always like the Coty Airspun. For brows, I'm going in with the ColourPop Precision Brow Pencil. I gotta be honest, filling in my brows is kind of a new thing for me. I think before I started my channel, I really just used brow gel. Even though I do like this brow pencil, it's not a holy grail by any means, just because I've only tried 2 or 3 and I liked all of them. For me, because I don't have to do a lot for my brows, it's not so much like the tip or the applicator, it's just the color. If the color is right, I can make it work. Next, I'm gonna be bronzing / contouring. I'm using the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I recently tried this, and this is the first drugstore bronzer that I've ever used, so I can't say like this is my favorite because it hasn't been it hasn't paid its dues, you know what I mean? When it comes to things such as bronzers and blushes, basically a lot of my base products, I don't really like to buy new products unless I finish the first thing. I mean, blushes are kind of tricky because you can have multiple undertones and different finishes, but bronzers and contours, you kind of just look for the same thing. So once you find one you like, there's really no need to buy more of the same thing, but just from a different brand, you know? For blush, I'm going in with the Milani Luminoso. I like my blushes to have a little bit of sheen to it just because I don't use highlighter very often, at least. So this gives it a nice glow because a lot of my products are matte. So this kind of just gives life back to my face. All right, and then let's quickly carve out these cheekbones and then we can move on to the eyes. For eyes, I am going in with the BH Cosmetics Ultimate Neutrals palette. If you go to my first video ever, I am reviewing this palette. I love this palette. It was the first one I ever bought with my own money. I am a neutrals girl at heart, and this is Neutral Heaven. I got it on sale. I think it was like 41% off. For 42 shades, I got this for like $14.50. The quality is amazing. I'm very comfortable with all of these shades. Very versatile. Like you could use these as like contour shades, bronzer shades, brighten up underneath the eyes. You could use these shadows for like filling in your brows. I mean, this is super versatile. So I love this eyeshadow palette. I don't think I will ever get rid of it. All right, we're gonna do a really, really basic look because both my family and my in-laws, they're modest people. So we're not doing anything flashy today. So I'm gonna take this fluffy brush and I'm gonna go in with this brown right here. It's like a brown and a orange mixed together, and I'm gonna put that all over the eyes and avoid this lid area where this gold is gonna be, and kind of try to flick it upwards just so that it has that nice angle and it's more cat-like versus like a mask on your eyes. Right, with a different clean fluffy brush, I am going to mix in this orange creamsicle shade as well as this reddish pinky shade, like it's like salmon colored, and very lightly I'm just gonna blend out the outer edges. You're not gonna really see this too much, but I know it's there. And then with a flat shader brush, I am going in with this gold right here, and then when I get to the outer part of my lid, I'm going in with this more orangey gold. It's a little hard to see on this eye, but it's there. All right, and then lastly, with a different fluffy brush, this one is a little shorter haired, I'm going to go into this espresso shade, and very lightly I'm just gonna stick this to the outer V and smoke it upwards. All right, and then lastly with a pencil brush, I'm gonna go in with this off-white shimmer, highlight the brow bone. That's kind of a lot. Typically I wouldn't mind, but for seeing family, I like to keep it pretty natural, but you know what I mean. I'm also gonna take that shade and really lightly hit my inner corners with this. For brows, I'm going in with the Maybelline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. It looks like this. It kind of tapers at the very end, and it has little fibers that look look kind of like hair, and it just really fills out your brows. Before I started filling in my brows with a pencil, I would just use a brow gel tinted and run it through my brows because I didn't feel like there was anything wrong with them. Not that I think there's anything wrong with them now, I just like them to be a little more precise. But this is a really great product, highly recommend. For mascara, I'm using the L'Oreal Telescopic. I like mascaras that have like a teeny tiny skinny wand. I like mascaras that lengthen and separate. I don't really care too much about thickening. Also makes my lower lashes look so much longer. I love it. With an eyeliner brush, I'm going to go in with this brown. I'm gonna tight line my lower lash line. I used to never add any shadow to my lower lash line. I thought it was weird, and now I am so used to doing it. And then I'm gonna take a clean, fluffy brush, and I'm just going to buff that out. Okay, so like I said before, I don't really like to highlight, but if I am going to highlight for whatever reason, my favorite one, and the only one I actually have because it's so good and I'm never gonna finish it, is the Physicians Formula Shimmer Strips. It has nice champagne shades, pink shades, and like coppery shades for different skin tones. It's kind of expensive considering it's drugstore, but it will last you for a very long time, and you can, you know, choose what side you want. I just mix them all together. I really don't care, and it just really adds a nice glow to the skin. It doesn't pick up on any texture, and it just gives a really nice sheen, which is what I really like. All right, I'm going in with lashes next. I'm going in with the Ardell Demi Wispies. I really love the way that these look on my eyes. They're not too flashy in your face. They don't cover up my eyeshadow, which I really like. I don't really like lashes that are super long and cover up the shadow just because it kind of defeats the purpose. I much rather have lashes that look more natural, but you do whatever you want. I wanted to add some color back into my face, so I'm going in with the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder. I'm just gonna lightly add that to my face. And lastly, for lips, I don't have a favorite brand. I feel like there are a lot of great drugstore liquid lipsticks out there. As far as staying power, I think one of my favorites are the Covergirl Outlast one. I think that this like Vaseline tube that you add on top of the liquid lipstick is a lifesaver because you get a little bit of luminosity and it makes it feel way less drying as the hours wear on. So this is in the shade Ever Ready. I did a video where I wear 24-hour makeup for 24 hours. I will link it up here in the suggested, and this was one of them, and it did really well. Like, it held up pretty great. I mean, not 24 hours great, but pretty great. And lastly, for setting spray, I'm using the Milani Make It Last. This is the first drugstore spray that I've ever gotten. Before that, I was using the Gerard Cosmetics Slay All Day. That is still my favorite. I really like this one, but I'm not gonna say it's like a holy grail, but I'm enjoying it. And this is the final look. I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to like this video and feel free to comment down below what other types of videos you'd like to see from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!